following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
The Great Ball Hunt commences on Dawn to Dawn and Dragon Ball Daima on this episode of the Toonami Faithful Podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me I am...
Paul Boscrillo, the founder of ToonamiFaithful.com.
And...
It's me, Kuro. Happy.
And...
It's the Minotaur Rider, Laser Kid.
And...
Streaming Steven, bringing up the rear, streaming live on Twitch.
You know, every time that Kuro talked about how, oh, Dawn to Dawn, such a happy show, such a funny show, I was like, yeah, except...
90% of the time.
Except for the episodes we're talking about this week.
That left me exhausted, man. I was like, what the whiplash am I watching? Ooh, boy.
That was my friend Archangel's response as well when we talked about season 1 back in the day. Arc's like, this is total whiplash, man!
Yeah.
It really is. Episode 6 is all like, ha 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 ha, we can't find Okarune's balls. What are we gonna do? Oh, Ira has one of his balls. Oh, and now there's this yokai that's attacking her. Episode 7.
Depression, the anime.
Honestly, it is the art of storytelling.
It really is. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but the first time I saw that episode, I had a gaggle of people with me. We had just gotten back from a wrestling event, and we were all sitting and watching it. And we're all chatterboxing, laughing along with the silly. And then when that scene hits, dead silence for the entire scene in the entire room.
Yeah. It hits. It hit me the third time.
It always does.
It's intense. But first, the Great Ball Hunt commences. Because Turbo Granny explains that Okarune's balls are now Kintama, golden balls that are fused with her aura that draws spirits to it. So it's literally his Shikon jewels.
Oh my god. And here I was going to make a South Park gotta protect my balls reference, but
No, this is good. That's better.
So in episode 6, a dangerous woman arrives. I'm not sure which dangerous woman they're talking about because Ira showed up in the previous episode. Ira happened to get one of those golden balls, and because of that, she can now see that Momo has powers. And her immediate thought is, I have to confront her, and I have to exorcise her.
She is a demon!
And she considers herself God's gift to humanity, so of course she must take down a demon because she is an angel. Okay, Ira.
Just no.
No. No. So yeah, she attempts to exercise. She's just got this cross-shaped lighter. Like,
She
come
doesn't
on.
even realize it's a lighter.
No,
Why does it
she's
smell like
like,
gasoline? Why does it smell like gasoline?
Oh
Yes.
no, I'm
She
Ira,
doesn't
I'm not
even realize
particularly
it's a lighter.
smart.
Teenagers are dumb.
She is something. I wouldn't say she's smart, but she's something.
Yeah. But, while Ira's eyeing Momo, trying to get her to reveal her true colors, she's also being hunted down by a mysterious yokai figure in a pink dress who eventually captures her and keeps referring to herself as Ira's mother. Okay. That's Wow.
That's
And
attack.
the yokai known as Acrobat Silky, she keeps calling herself Ira's mother, and Ira's like, "You're not my mother. My mother's dead." But no, I'm your mother, sweetie. Oh, you're going through a rebellious phase. It's kind of funny if it wasn't so very creepy.
Yeah. I like to think of it as both.
Yes, it can be both, as is often the case in Dawn to Dawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Okarun and Momo can fight this yokai, so they do, but they have a hard time fighting her. She's very resourceful with her hair and her acrobatic abilities. So she's giving Okarun a good run for his money. Uh, but eventually, Acrobat Silky swallows Momo and also Ira, and things are looking really bad, but it turns out, clever Momo used the lighter to burn Acrobat Silky's hair from the inside. So she spits them both out. I'm not doing this justice. It's an incredible
No, that's
sequence.
The sequence is amazing. It's definitely one you just kind of have to.
Yeah. Like, you gotta watch this. Please watch this.
That's gonna be a theme tonight.
Yes, very much so. That pretty well sums up that. Shall we move right on to ripping out our hearts and stomping on them?
Repeatedly?
Repeatedly? Yes. So Momo and Okarun in the episode To a Kinder World, Momo and Okarun distract Acrobat Silky long enough to defeat her and retrieve the Kintama from Ira. But here's the thing. Ira doesn't have psychic powers. She's not part yokai. So, unlike the two of them, fighting a yokai and then getting swallowed by one, well, if you're an ordinary human, that happens to you, you die. You're dead. Your spirit is gone. And then Acrobat Silky does something very surprising to everyone and offers to revive Ira by passing her aura to her. And to show that she means no malice, she even like rips off her jaw and say, I can't
eat anybody
anyone
now, yeah.
And they're like, whoa. All right, we believe you. So Momo connects their auras and sees Acrobat Silky's past, revealing a very, very sad backstory. This is shown entirely with music and visuals, no dialogue except for little things here and there. And it's the story of a single mother who works odd jobs, including prostitution, in order to support her daughter and pay off debt. One day, she buys a nice dress for her daughter, scrounging up what money she can, and her daughter loves it. She loves to dance. She spends all of her time working except for when she's spending time with her daughter, and man, she leaves this kid alone. All alone. A lot. But thankfully nothing bad comes of that. However, one day the loan sharks are no longer satisfied. They come to her home, they assault the mother, and abduct the daughter in the process. And she runs after them, but she's already been beaten. She can barely walk, and nobody's helping her. So she collapses as they drive away with the daughter, and who knows what became of her. And then,
probably nothing good.
In her grief, she takes one last dance right off a building.
This sequence is hell.
Yeah. Her spirit wandered around for some time until she came across a young Ira who was also dealing with the loss of her own mother, and Boy, Father of the Year. Mommy's
Yeah.
gone now, and you just have to get used to it.
She's
Ooh.
not coming back for a little while. Like, don't lie to your children. Don't lie to your children. Seriously. There's definitely a way you can tell them the truth, and there's a time and place for it, but don't fucking lie to your kids. Because
Yeah.
then they find out later and they hate you for it.
We
Just
don't
bad
really
parenting.
see the
I
outcome
know,
of that.
that enraged me so much. Like, that's not how you handle death. That's not the way you help you it's not a healthy way to handle death with a child. It just made me really angry.
Yeah. Uh, well, in her delirium as a wandering spirit, she sees Ira as her own daughter, and Ira somewhat sees her as her mother in that moment and embraces her, and that's where their connection is formed. And I don't know if she's really been watching over Ira all this time, some way or another, but it seems like that was the case.
It would definitely be. It seems like it's pretty obviously implied, but it's not like directly stated.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ira does get revived through this process, and Momo's in tears. So Okarun gets defensive and says, "Hey, you hurt her." And yes, she did hurt her, but not in the way you're thinking, Okarun. Not in the way you're thinking. So Momo stands up for Alcrobat Silky and says, "No, please, leave her alone. It's okay." And now that her spirit energy has left her, she fades away into dust. Yeah.
She would completely fade away into nothingness, and that's actually mentioned by Turbo Granny. But Ira
Because nobody
apparently,
remembers her.
yeah,
But Ira says that she'll remember her.
and she gives her a hug and thanks her, which it's pretty heavily implied Ira saw the whole thing too. And you want to talk about character turnaround? Holy crap!
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ira. I didn't understand your game.
But yeah, she saved her, and we see her pass on to better place.
Mm-hmm. Gosh, what an emotional train ride.
Oh God, I have not seen anyone I know see this episode and not come out impacted. It is a strong episode.
Have you guys ever seen Les Miserables?
Absolutely,
course.
it's my favorite musical.
Okay, because it's almost the same
Yeah.
story.
It's a similar
It's a
kind of
similar vein.
Yeah.
I would point out there's a lot of differences as well, but I totally get the compare.
Sure, you get semantic, but in terms of like the sob prostitute story, with the child, that's the crux of it. This is
It's a
I
lot
don't
more
remember
tragic.
Jean Valjean turning into a yokai.
Well, no, and I don't mean that. I mean like
I know.
Cosette doesn't die.
Yeah.
We don't know what
Yeah.
happened to the child.
Man, I must have missed that episode. You talking about Les Miserables and everything.
Steven, what did you think of these episodes of Dawn to Dawn?
Episode 6 was fun. Interesting. A good way to bring about a new. I was gonna say kaiju because I watch too many
I wish.
tokusatsu stuff.
I wish.
I mean, technically, this is like really
They do.
Ooh, okay, then I'm in. But a good way to introduce a new yokai because that's what I wouldn't say what the show is about, but like we need some more aliens, some more, monsters of the week in here. Aside from that, episode 7 I have some issues with and I wrote those down. Um okay, maybe you can answer some of these issues for me. So, Sketch, you said she died by jumping off a roof of a building.
Yeah.
wasn't she
That
fatally stabbed by the loan sharks or
she was
no?
stabbed, but it did,
Yeah,
and
but
it probably would have killed her, but she hadn't. It wasn't an immediate death.
I seem to remember she was beat up and then thrown against some glass, and she was bleeding out. I don't remember her being
And then she
stabbed
passed out on the
on the
in
street.
trying to chase after him
Yeah, that's what I remember.
Yes, and then she starts dancing on the roof.
because
I
she's
thought that.
dead.
Yeah, I thought that she was
That is
already
what you would
dead.
think. This is a case where I know more because I've talked with people who've read the manga. No, she
Mhm.
literally danced and jumped off to her death.
That was I didn't get that from the visual at all.
No, the anime doesn't make that clear. The other big thing from the manga that's not here, when she passes on, she does meet her daughter.
Oh, so
Well,
okay, so Ira
then
was
why the hell
not
is
her
that
daughter.
not in there?
I don't know.
Huh. Okay. Um, so then that takes away a few of my questions. But so Ira's not her daughter, but in spiritually, it kind of is kind of like a uh, I wouldn't say
She
reincarnation thing,
basically
but
adopted her as a substitute for her daughter because she couldn't remember who she was. She couldn't remember who her daughter was. This girl needed a mommy. She became that mommy. So effectively, in her mind, she was.
okay, huh? Okay. Um, aside from that, great storytelling. I would say it's a little bit overdone with a loan shark type deal, kind of like like I don't know. It's
We
weird
don't
because
really know what it was. I actually kind of assumed it was Yakuza.
yeah, I don't know. I thought it was loan sharks. Who knows? But I think it's a little dramatic with it because, but I don't know. I mean, you kind of wanted to see that backstory of like what happened to her daughter, and it does imply that's like um they are related, but not, but I guess that's some type of thing with, like, Momo's head transfer thingy that goes on. It's like it blends both of the families, both of the minds together to try to fit everything in one thing. Um, aside from that, that story does encompass what the love of a parent is, because parents try their best and they fully believe that they're trying to strive for their child's safety and, happiness as they grow up, but we're humans. I mean, y we're all humans and we fall short of the everything that life throws at us, and parents falling short, and that's what the reality is. That's, what's painful about it, that parents try their best and they fall short. They don't complete their route. Something happened to stop it. And it ends up hurting the parents, the kids that they're meant to protect. But I do like that in the end, though, in that she got to transfer some of that, that aura of the mother's love into the girl, thereby bringing her back to life and managing to save that child she loved. Even though she couldn't do it in her human form, she still successfully did it at this part.
That's very thoughtful.
Otherwise, yeah, otherwise, good episodes.
very good episodes. Kuro, what are your thoughts on these episodes?
You're not gonna like it. I yeah, I did not I didn't enjoy it. I don't like the tonal shift. Um I think that it has a place. I think specifically this story, it was a well told story and there was a lot of pathos behind the character and it was, that's well written. But it really didn't feel like it fit in with the series that we've been watching up until this point. I mean, I know they hinted a little bit at, when Granny Turbo Granny initially kind of dissipated and they went to the tunnels, you see all the spirits of these young women kind of fade off. So there was an implication of something darker. And I think that was just the right amount. Like it implied something that we were all aware of, that these young women were victims and created this malicious spirit that was feeding off of their angst, etc. This was just so much. It was so much. It was a little bit derivative too, because it's like all the ultimate terrible things that could happen to a young woman all happen at once, and they put it in, and then of course she becomes a spirit and there's literally no justice for her. I just I don't think I didn't like it in this specific story. I don't like the way it plays out. I think it might have fit in better with something like Ancient Magus Bride, where there's a lot of emotional gravitas and you're going on that journey where all these people are, all these
Yeah,
different
this is
creatures that are
definitely an Ancient
overcoming.
Magus Bride kind of story.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that
No, I'd
when I was
absolutely agree
watching
with
it,
that.
I was the first thing I thought of. I was like, this would fit so much better into this, because we're going from like, you lose the humor in the moment, which is Ira is kind of insane. She's treating this guy's nut, his left ball or whatever, as like some kind of sacred power enhancer, which is objectively hilarious. Like that's a lot of laughs. We don't even get to really enjoy that moment because of all this stuff. And
Hmm.
let's talk about Ira for a second, okay? Like they really glaze over it, but she did something extremely nasty, and I don't care if she becomes a team member. I hate this bitch. She started a rumor basically slut shaming uh, Momo, saying that she's easy and she
Oh, that's
sleeps
right.
around.
She
Like for
did.
a high school girl, that's extremely damaging. That is such a nasty thing. All because she saw what she thinks was a wing, and she's a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, and incredibly narcissistic. Oh, and so now we're all supposed to feel sorry for her because she did one nice thing to this lady. That was probably the most serious thing she'd ever like experienced in her life in terms of like emotions. So she would have been completely heartless if she hadn't responded emotionally to it. But you literally see the previous episode her behaving completely unhinged, like typical anime teenage, like worst teenage girl bully. I didn't like it. I don't like her. I'm disappointed that now we have to deal with her, and I know she's just gonna cause a lot of drama between Momo and Ken, and it's like I'm just annoyed by it. Not to say that, like, again, it would have fit in really well in another anime, but like in general, like I would have rather it been. It was just it set up for something very funny. It really set up for something hilarious. Like her doing this kind of insane exorcism. Like it really, that's hilarious. She looks ridiculous. She's like using a lighter that's a cross. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. She thinks she's like on a mission from God because she's pretty. Come on.
It's holy
That's so
water. No,
unhinged.
that's lighter fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's unhinged. That's the story they should have stuck with. They should have emphasized all of this, and then like how funny it would have been when she realized that she was like basically worshiping his nut and like holding on to his ball. Like that would have been a hilarious payoff. I didn't get that payoff, and I'm disappointed.
Hmm.
So I
That
I
would have
didn't
been
like
good.
yeah, I didn't like these episodes, and I don't know.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's how I really feel about
Well,
it.
as far I will say, Ira's nowhere near done growing.
No, that's a season wide character arc for her.
The watch this space.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we get to watch her like try to become a better person, and we're supposed to just forgive her for the shit she's done.
No, you are not.
Because quite frankly, I mean, the only thing I want to see is her being humiliated when she realized she was like worshiping his ball. That's the payoff I'm waiting for. You thought it gave you powers. Well, it did, but it's his nuts.
It's his nut.
Yeah.
It's his
That-
nut.
That's the
Spicy duck.
funny shit. Yeah.
Gives
Yeah,
a
I
new meaning
guess.
to D's nuts.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not fond of her. And I know I can tell her she's a total shit stirrer. She's gonna start some drama. And I'm not here for the teenage girl drama. It's not fun. I already lived through that once. I don't want to live through that again, man.
wolf. It's slipping my mind. This is episode 6 is the episode where Iris starts having awkward interactions with Okaroon, right?
I believe
Um,
that's right.
Yeah.
no,
So
she
like
didn't. She doesn't talk to him at all this episode until he shows up at the fight. She doesn't talk to him at all in episode 6.
okay.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm thinking of a scene in another episode.
It's
maybe
a
it's a later.
possibility.
She this was all because of the whole wash tub incident.
Yep.
Well, at least Turbo Granny is helping with the ball hunt a little bit.
Barely. But I expect that from her. Like she's very she's
We can
only
just
in
take her to
some-
school. No one will notice.
Yeah.
Oh, Turbo Granny.
I expect her to
She's
be
bored.
unhelpful. Yeah, I mean, she's gonna be.
What game
she's
was
gonna
she
be
playing on her
difficult.
phone?
It's not even her phone. She stole it from one of Momo's friends.
Oh, which game was she playing on one of?
Knowing Turbo Granny? Fortnite.
I'm
Candy
thinking
Crush
Candy.
Kingdom.
She's playing Candy Crush.
Uma Moose.
Yeah.
It's all the rage right now.
Or it's what's the other one that's Cookie Run Kingdom?
Oh, Cookie Run Kingdom. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Candy
knew I
Crush can
should've-
be really, really competitive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm on level 13,000, so it gets competitive, man.
Oh, okay.
Especially when they have
Well.
those ranking events.
Kuro with that flex.
That
Yeah.
flex.
Hey,
that rank
I will
flex.
play. I will play until I get the top 3. I don't give a shit. You all are being crushed with candies.
The literal Candy Crush.
Yeah. What else am I going to do while you guys talk about Daima?
Ooh.
Fair point. But before we do that, Paul, do you have any thoughts on these episodes?
I mean, you want me to follow Steven and Kuro? I don't know if I can do that. I think they took care of everything already. The only thing I would say
Got any
is
low hanging ball jokes?
oh my god, so many, but
This
that's
show's got balls.
Those are
like
allowed.
balls.
Those are allowed. We
I mean,
like the ball
I
joke.
guess they could pull out the line of "that's what she said," but you know, I'm sure that would happen several times in these episodes.
We've been making a lot of ball jokes. They're all welcome.
The thing about this series I find really funny is like it's all over the place, and then you get to episode 7, and you're just like, "What? Wait a minute, what? What's going on here?"
See?
I'm
The
confused.
thing I'll say in defense of that, Dawn to Dawn does everything full force. It does craziness full force, but it also does seriousness full force when it does it.
Well, it did inspire me to do like a small thing on social media that and I showed Steven the other night. It's kind of funny. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. Like there's an image of Don to Don in the background, and he's like, "What the fuck is this?" I think that kind of defines this show, except for maybe episode 7, which again, it's very weird to just go from that to that, and you're
But
just like,
definitely
huh?
had that reaction though when I was like, "What the fuck is that?" But not in
Yeah.
the same way.
So, yeah. You can't have me follow them after they say all that stuff. I'm sorry.
Sketch, what were your thoughts about the 2 episodes aside from it hitting you in the feels?
Well, I understand your perspective, Kuro, but I really thought it was fantastic that Dawn to Dawn did something like this. Maybe centering it around Ira wasn't the best choice, but like I don't know. The story beats are certainly cliche and a bit exploitive.
Mm-hmm.
But like, bad things happen to restless spirits, so it makes sense. I don't know. I think it was really good visually. Episode 7 was really good visually and audio. The music is beautiful. It's very well matching what's going on, and it got me emotional for sure. But yeah, I think at this point in the story, I was still kind of like, are we really okay with Ira yet?
Oh, at
And
this point in the story, I still hated her.
yeah, she did some real awful things in the past couple of episodes. And spreading the rumor is by far the worst. Cuz those teenagers, they like to talk.
By the way, we didn't mention Okaroon standing up to the two boys like that. That was awesome. That is
That
Oh
is a
actually really
yeah,
funny.
that
fantastic
was
scene.
cool. If only they knew what he really looked like in that moment.
Yeah.
But they
Good
can't
for
see
him.
it. Nobody can see his yokai power.
They can just feel if something was different about him and they knew not to fuck with it.
Like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
I just would have heard, man. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah. You
And
step
maybe you
off.
shouldn't go repeating things you don't know anything about, huh? Kids.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Don't worry if it was too much. That's kind of the pinnacle of dramatic.
It doesn't
experience
really
in this.
get to that level again. It'll
No.
have emotional moments again, but not to
Yeah.
that extreme. Although for me, this was the point where went from just having fun with the show to really respecting the show, because it can be silly and goofy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if it's got some depth to it too, if it's capable of doing that,
Yeah.
there's something going on
I
here.
agree.
And that was kind of how I felt about it.
I like a show that's not afraid to stretch its boundaries. But to Kuro's point, sometimes you swing for the the fences and you whiff.
Oh yeah, and it's not just Kuro. My podcast co-host had the very exact same feeling of emotional whiplash.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I absolutely think it's fair.
It,
It
it,
wasn't.
it feels like it came out of nowhere.
It didn't whiplash me, but I totally get it.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I think as far as visual storytelling goes, it is really well done.
Yeah.
Really, really well done.
I concur. I just didn't think it fit here, but I concur that it was well done storytelling. I think I was just so checked out of this specific setting, that I was not inclined to respond positively to it. But if it had been in a different show, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I find these differing perspectives interesting and making
As
for
do
good
I.
conversation.
Oh yeah, and we're probably a microcosm of people listening, so
I
hopefully
also
we've represented everyone well.
Yeah, I think that I've observed that sometimes that can happen, and I also like to surprise you all occasionally with something unexpected. So happy to provide content.
All
Oh,
right.
I did want to mention. So Jeff put in the chat something funny. He was talking about the Silky, how she swallowed them up like Kirby, and I thought that was pretty funny.
She did.
It
She did.
absolutely.
I love Kirby, so
Who
I
doesn't?
appreciate
Kirby's
I
fun.
appreciate this joke deeply. Yeah.
Yep. A cross-shaped lighter. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jeff Jeff Herrera, I think you're channeling Josh Knighton right now.
Yeah. I think he'd appreciate it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We did it. We ripped off the Band-Aid.
Did.
Now we can talk about another hunt for balls.
I see what you
Yes.
did there.
Yes.
More balls than one can handle. Well, we have episodes 11 and 12 of Dragon Ball Daima. Episode 11, titled Legend. Neva approaches the group, and Pansy's the first one to notice. They're all kind of, working on the ship, and Pansy's like, who's that? Neva giggles and says that there's quite a cast of characters here. Seeing all of this going on, Goma is upset that Neva's meeting with them. Goma gets to do this a lot in these 2 episodes where he just freaks out over what's going on, and it's always funny every single time. And Goku's like, "That's a Namekian!" "Yes, Goku, that's a Namekian. Here's your sign." I think they all recognize the Namekians at this point, Goku. You don't need to point that out. Neva instantly recognizes that they've got a Dragon Ball in the little bag they've got it in, and he begins to sing a song about them, and it kind of reminds me of the old Ocean dub intro for Dragon Ball from 1995. I was trying to figure out if it was exactly that or not. I don't think it is, but it was very similar in terms of, gotta get Dragon Balls. And he's just singing and dancing and just being an absolute goof. Everyone thinks he's lost his mind. Except Piccolo, who sees to react. Piccolo asks if this is the legendary Neva, and Neva is surprised to see a Namekian warrior. Neva also comments that Piccolo looks like Katatsu, who Piccolo confirms it was his father. Neva wants to know what they're doing there, and Piccolo says that's a fair question, but you already know, guy, come on. Neva's like, oh, you think so? Neva, you're channeling Yoda at this point. But Piccolo thinks that Neva foresaw all of these events, and that he's the one that used the Dragon Balls for Goma. Vegeta's not happy to hear that. Goku is more blasé about it. He's like, oh, so that's how they did it. I'm with Vegeta on this one, Goku. That's not that's a cool fact. That's like, dude, what the hell? And Neva says that Piccolo is indeed one of his kin, being smart enough to figure all this out. And Piccolo wants to know why they were all children. And it's a good thought. We, the audience, know the reason why, but none of them actually do know what exactly was going on, why they were wished being children. And Neva gives them the information that, Goma was afraid you guys were going to invade the demon realm, so turning you into kids, he thought would just neutralize that threat. Goma is still watching and just getting angrier and angrier as the secrets are being revealed. Seriously, funny as hell watching him. They're just little moments that they come here and there, and they're just fun. Piccolo asks what he would have done had Goma asked for something else. And he was like, well, if he'd asked for something else, it might have just, happened to have gotten lost in the old brain fog. I guess Neva would have done any other wish. Piccolo asks if Goma kidnapping Dende was something that Neva foresaw, which he's not happy about, and Neva doesn't recognize Dende's name, but pieces together it was the younger Namekian, and he did indeed expect that turn of events. By taking Dende, Goma could make sure that Earth's Dragon Balls could never be used again. Yeah, I'm gonna keep making the Neva puns, I'm sorry. Piccolo is incensed and asks what if Dende had died. And Neva says that Neva would have happened. Namekians are highly valued, even Goma would not do something that wasteful. But there was something that even Neva could not predict. That the One Ring would fall into the hands of... I'm sorry, wrong story. He never saw them coming and collecting the Dragon Balls. Goku says that that makes sense since they already know where they are because of the Tamagami. Neva grants the point and asks how many they have, and Goku admits they've got the one. But they're just about to go for the second one in the second demon world. They're surprised they have the kind of strength it takes to beat the third world's Tamagami, especially given their diminished capacities as children. Pansy picks up what he's saying and says, "Oh, you created the Tamagami," and Neva gonna tell a lie and hurt you, so he admits it. Pansy says that if he can make something that strong, he should be able to make something that could remove anyone off the throne. And Neva says that the Namekian race's power is Neva to be used in worldly conflicts. Um, it- uh, um, yeah, everyone stares at Piccolo, and Piccolo or any other Namekian back in the Namek arc. Yeah, Piccolo gets flustered. Everyone kind of look at him, but this is kind of like yeah, bro, that happens all the time. Gloria says they need to get moving. The Gendarmes were waiting for them when they got here, so if they know they're there, it's safe to assume that Goma does too. And yeah, he's right. Neva asks to go with them, and Pansy says they've got too tight quarters. It's not really a good idea. But then Neva brings up an interesting point that none of them speak Namekian, but he does. Supreme Kai gets the point that even with all the Dragon Balls, the wish would have to be made in Namekian. Bulma recognizes it's the same as it was with Porunga back on planet Namek. And Goku's like, "Hey, Piccolo, do you know the language, right?" And, to be fair, he did, because he totally spoke it back in the original Dragon Ball. But he says that he doesn't, which at first confused me, but he brings on the point, he's been on Earth way too long to remember any of it, and you know what? That's fair. Even given the small uses that he had in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, or World Martial Arts Tournament, that was like 40 some odd years ago at this point, and if you haven't used it in 40 years, I could totally see losing it. So Glorio stares intensely for some reason, but Neva says that settles it. He's coming along. Goku agrees, and that seems to be that. We return to Dr. Arinsu, Ku, who's still hanging around, and the witch Marba. Dr. Arinsu wants to try this Majin making thing one more time, since Majin Ku is a dud. In a hilarious dud, but a dud nonetheless. Majin Ku says that he has a brilliant tactical mind and says that knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Sorry. He admits that he was in over his head, and that's why he pulled out. Dr. Arinsu tells him not to say that like he's so proud of it, which fair. He's just kind of like, "Oh yeah, I was got a brilliant tactical mind, and I knew to get out because I was too weak for that." She then says that she wants to use the recipe for the next Majin with all the remaining bits of Majin Buu. Or rather, with more of it. But Marba says, "Yeah, we'll just use the eternity we have. This is, their last shot, so that makes sense." It's the final seed, and they're going to go crazy with it. This time they're going to bury it 10 centimeters, Marba says, as it's worth the risk of losing control to end up with a more powerful result. But Dr. Arn says no, I'm going for 20. Marba is beside herself going, if that goes berserk, we're on for a world of pain. But Majin Ku's like, "Nah, I got this. If he goes crazy, I'll stop him." Bro, this thing's supposed to be stronger than you. I don't think that's going to work. Dr. Arnzu even comments as much that if it cannot defeat a Tamagami, it's all for nothing. She says even if she did become Demon King without that, her reign wouldn't last long. We return back to our heroes on a plane. Hymus complains about being packed tightly. Piccolo's not impressed. Bulma asks for Neva's name and gets it. She asks if he lives alone, which he confirms. Pansy asks if he gets lonely, which he says he can get lonely every now and then. Supreme Kai asks why he didn't leave for the outside world like the other Namekians did then. And Neva says that he's fond of his homeland, his home planet, and more importantly, when it comes time for the other Namekians to return, he wants the place to be as they left it. That is an interesting turn of a phrase. We've not really heard anything about, Namekians going back until now. Is this something that he just expects to happen or hopes? Bulma asks why he made the Tamagami, because they don't have anything like that with the Earth Dragon Balls. And Neva says that they made the Dragon Balls, or rather, he made the Dragon Balls. They were intended to be a reward for the people of Namek for all they had done, but in time, people of less moral fiber found out about it and sought out the Dragon Balls. So he decided that the least he could do is make it more difficult for those people to follow their foolish aims. Goku gets upset at the slower plane than the one they had before because, their old one was faster. And Hymus is like, yeah, guy, be glad you got picked up. And you know what? Fair. Goku's just constantly complaining about the ride. It's like, yeah, you got one. Calm down, guy. Vegeta says that this is the moment he's going to take the claim. It's his turn to fight the Tamagami. And Goku's immediately like, no, why would that be? He's like, because you got the last one. And now it's his turn. Neva seems amused at this, and Goku asks Gramps, aka Neva, if they're even allowed to switch fights in the middle of their fighting the Tamagami, trying to find a loophole to make sure he can fight the Tamagami, but Neva shoots that down. Tamagami fight anyone who challenges them, so long as one-on-one. Nice try, Goku. But you don't get to hog the fights this time. Neva is surprised that they both want to fight and asks if they're serious about fighting a Tamagami. And Supreme Kai confirms this is what we already knew. These men love combat. Saiyans, specifically. We return back to brewing of a new Majin. Dr. Arensu once again adds her saliva for control, and the brew completes into a brilliant flash of light, creating the seed, which Majin makes a hole at the requested 20-meter depth to put it in, and asks, is this his little brother? Dr. Arensu's like, I guess you could say that. Majin is delighted. I've wanted a little brother my whole life! Your whole life of a day, if that? Cool. Dr. Arensu wonders why he thinks she'd care about that. But the seed is planted and Majin waters it, and everybody kind of steps back a little bit. A large, goopy monster-looking thing emerges. It's a creepy music. It's looking all kind of scary, and it's rapidly taking shape. Dr. Arensu asks Marba the name of this Majin. It's Majin Du. The goop solidifies into rock, revealing pink energy from within. The rocks break away, the energy fades, and you have a fat version of Majin, basically. It's like Majin Buu, but with Majin Ku's color scheme. And he's frowning, and this is kind of like one of those moments where it's like, well, that was not what I expected. Majin Du screams, hunches down into a runner starter position, moves his body back and forth a little bit, stands back up, puts his right hand up, and declares, Nacha! Whatever that means. Must mean something, or they're just playing along, but Marba and Dr. Arensu reciprocate with their own hand up and Nacha in response. Majin Du then says that he wants chocolate. Yeah, I guess the Majin Buu cells are working because he wants food. Dr. Arensu is so shocked, she goes, huh? Which, Majin Du doesn't even get flinched, no flinching. He's just like, no, I want chocolate! Dr. Arensu and Marba are dumbstruck by this. Dr. Arensu asks Marba if she's gotten any, but she does not. Majin Buu says, hey, if you give me some money, I'll go get some chocolate at the convenience store. They do so, and he leaves and returns quickly with a chocolate bar, which he gives to Majin Du. I guess he really is a good delivery guy. Majin Du thanks his brother and inhales it immediately. Majin Du then opens a second chocolate bar and sees that Du wants it, so he splits the bar in half and offers half of it to Majin Du, who eats the half that Majin Ku was holding back rather than the one that was being offered. Majin Ku is initially angry, but is quickly more happy that he got to have a fight over snacks with his brother, just like he always dreamed of. Majin Du then eats the last half of the chocolate bar right out of Majin Ku's hand, or rather, hand included, now inside Majin Du's mouth. Majin Ku struggles before he gets his hand free of Du's mouth. Majin Buu complains, "You can't go doing things like that!" while sitting on Majin Buu's shoulders. It's like a Three Stooges act at this point. Majin Buu then asks Dr. Aransu what he's supposed to do, and Aransu tells him to go defeat a Tamagami, which Majin Buu agrees he'll do that. Martin says that while it was risky, it may have just paid off, and Dr. Aransu is skeptical of this. Back to our heroes, they approach the second Demon World's Tamagami. At the same time, Dr. Aransu arrives at the first Demon World's Tamagami with Majin Buu and Do in tow. Majin Buu introduces himself to Tamagami number 1 and asks Do if he wishes to challenge him. Majin Buu is hesitant, but Dr. Aransu encourages him with a nod, so he says yes. Majin Buu does a cheerleader thing for Majin Buu pretty much for the whole fight, where he does, but Majin Buu does a pose and grin and says, "Thanks, bro." It's kind of cute between the two, Ku and Do. It's almost wholesome. Dr. Aransu wonders if Majin Buu is all there. His first act was to pose randomly and then ask for chocolate. What do you think? Tamagami number 1 points his sword at Majin Buu, who begins to hop in place. Yeah, this guy's kind of bonkers. Majin Buu then proceeds to spin himself into a ball, a rolling ball, and then he jumps into the air in that form and kind of goes at a vertical directional charge towards Tamagami number 1 while shouting, "Rolly, rolly, rolly, roll!" When did this turn into Nico? He is caught by the Tamagami, who tosses him away into a wall, which Majin Buu bounces off of, exclaiming, "Boing!" All right, no, this is now Beavis and Butthead. This show is bouncing off walls rapidly today. Majin Buu stops that bounce towards Tamagami number 1 mid-air and dashes to the side of the Tamagami. He goes on either side of Tamagami number 1 rapidly back and forth before getting in a kick, and then flies away, causing Tamagami to give chase through the air. Majin Buu scrunches up into a ball, impacts Tamagami with his butt. Keijo? Man, we're getting all the references today. From this impact, Majin Buu leaps forward with a kick to Tamagami number 1's stomach. Right in the Dragon Balls! Is that a disqualification? I guess we got no rest, so I guess not. Majin Buu then tries to headbutt Tamagami number 1, and though he makes impact, it does not cause any movement. Except to make the counterattack, which Tamagami number 1 does with a horizontal slash of his sword, which Majin Buu just kind of dodges by moving his body around, which he does pretty much this whole fight. To be fair, Majin Buu may be goofy, but he is doing much better than Majin Buu was. He's actually putting up a pretty decent fight. Majin Buu jumps off Tamagami number 1's head and flips mid-air before screaming at him. Majin Buu is very impressed with this. Tamagami number 1 takes advantage of this and shoots a ki blast and appears to blow Majin Buu's head off. But he'd actually turtled his head down, so it only kind of put char on his little antenna, end of his head, the swirl thing, which he quickly wipes clean. Majin Buu then looks frustrated at his hand before generating his own ki blast, which he blasts his own head with before shaking his own head clean again. Yeah, this is very silly. We are back to the second Demon World. Vegeta is doing a pre-fight workout. Bulma asks Pansy if they're seeing the Tamagami up ahead, which they are. Pansy tries to warn them that Tamagamis are insanely strong, and she doesn't know how strong Vegeta is, but he's weaker than Goku, right? Bulma says not to worry. He's got this. Pansy, you are lucky Vegeta didn't flip out. He was literally right there when you said that Goku's stronger than he is. Goma is watching this, and with Degasu. Degasu's like, they're not having the spiky-haired one do it this time. There are 2 spiky-haired ones now, you fool! I gotta give out the shout to Tom Laughlin. Your work on Goma is amazing. Thank you. Goma is funny as hell this whole run.
He is absolutely
Vegeta,
a highlight.
yes. Vegeta challenges Tamagami number 2. Tamagami number 2 dismisses Vegeta as a child and says he's got no time for tomfoolery, and tells Vegeta to go home to your mother's teat. Vegeta tells him to come down there so he can shove those words down Tamagami number 2's throat. Man, the smack talk today. Tamagami number 2 is amused and then notices that Neva is there, and Neva waves to him. Tamagami number 2 apologizes and recognizes that Vegeta is more serious than he thought. Tamagami number 2 twirls his trident into a battle stance, and then the fight begins. Vegeta throws a ki blast at him, but Tamagami number 2 bats it away with a swipe of his trident. The two flurry
Can I
each
just
other
stop you here? Please just say
Yes.
number 2.
You got it. I will absolutely do that. Within my own notes, I'll go back and forth between saying that and the Tamagami, but I'm more than happy to do. But 2 bats away the ki blast with a swipe of his trident. The 2 flurry each other with blows, each missing each other. Vegeta throws another ki blast, but he misses. Vegeta dodges behind number 2 and goes for a kick, but 2 sees it coming and moves out of the way. Vegeta applies the Vegeta technique. All credit to Lonely's archive on YouTube. If you know, you know. If you don't know, the Vegeta technique is when you throw a whole bunch of ki blasts at somebody and it usually misses. Which is exactly what happens here, as Tamagami number 2 dodges them all. Or number 2, I should say. Number 2 comes in close and knees Vegeta, who is pushed back a short distance. Vegeta charges forward, but number 2 counters with a horizontal slash of his trident. But it was a feint, and Vegeta does the whole little flash to the side thing before unleashing a flurry of blows on number 2. He then charges a larger ki blast, which does hit its mark when thrown forward. Degasu and Goma are in complete panic mode watching this. You might as well have red alert going on in their office, and they're just kind of running around screaming. It's great. I love this. Pansy's impressed at Vegeta's fighting ability. Mo says he's only gotten started. As the smoke clears from Vegeta's ki blast, number 2 charges up into the air at Vegeta. He slashes crossways with his trident, but Vegeta definitely dodges the strike. He goes in for another series of swings, but these ones are blocked. But eventually, the trident hits its mark, leaving a bleeding cut on Vegeta's face right under his left eye. Man, this is a really good WWE pay-per-view. We got the blood going. We switch back to Majin Buu, charging in the air at number 1. He teleports mid-charge and to end up on number 1's head. He then hops off back into the air before launching a punch at number 1's face. Denied. Number 1 blocks the blow with his left forearm. Buu then tries again, but gets the same result. Buu backs off, and number 1 shoots a ki blast from his mouth at Majin Buu. Buu dodges, but by turtling his head down into his body briefly before it pops back up. Sketch. He was born from an ooze, and he can do this. Does this make Majin Buu a Ninja Turtle?
I don't know, but I think he can do the Majin Buu Baja Blast.
I think you're right.
Yeah, we gotta
Majin
stop
Buu-
saying "do." I'm wanting to get. Like,
I was wondering how long it would keep tickling Paul's brain until
Do the do.
I mean, he should do the "do" at this point. I mean, he's green for God's sake.
His brain has definitely done the do plenty of times, clearly.
I mean, it's got to be his favorite drink. I'm just saying.
I mean, he is green.
That's
Yeah,
true.
But chocolate doesn't go well with Mountain Dew, I must say.
No,
It's
it does not.
Semantics. Okay, he can have the Mountain Dew at one point, and then he can have the chocolate later.
All right, there you go.
And by the way, Mountain Dew can be his power up. See how I fit that in there?
That's a nasty power up, man.
Oh, it's a
is.
wonderful power up.
Power up full of cavities.
I
No,
hit you with
it's
the power of corn syrup.
Kuro, it is the nectar of the gods. Do not hate on the gods drink, okay?
I've never been a Mountain Dew fan. I'm a ginger ale
I
drinker.
liked Mountain Dew when I was a kid, but I can't drink anymore. But
Oh,
Dew is
I love it.
upset for once.
I know
and-
that's sacrilegious, though.
I'm sorry, Paul. I might have to give the ultimate anime betrayal right here, but I can't really drink Mountain Dew anymore because of the corn syrup.
Oh.
It's okay.
I see a corner where you can sit, Sketch, right now.
So like all corn syrup is a no?
I mean,
So-
a little
that's so
bits is
sad.
okay, but there's so much in soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
You've-
a general aversion to corn has evolved to the point that if I drink Mountain Dew with corn syrup in it, I immediately regret it.
Yeah, that
Ooh.
wouldn't be an issue if they didn't put corn in literally everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, they really do.
All this
You know-
GMO.
Yeah.
After this podcast, I'm gonna have to pour out a Mountain Dew for you.
Thank you. Please do.
And
if
then
they
drink
still
it.
sold Mountain Dew throwback made with cane sugar, I could drink that, but I can't find that anywhere anymore.
Ooh.
I guess
But
no
I did-
ice pops for you either, Sketch.
There's some that's made with sugar or like no additional sweetener.
Oh, I
Wait,
mean the
can
fruit
you-
stuff's good, but like ice pops, like the kind you ate as a kid during the summer. That's what I mean.
Can you
And
drink the Soda Stream one?
maybe.
Ooh, that may be an option.
Maybe.
I've been
But
thinking of
anyway.
trying that, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm considering it now because I still want my soda fix.
See, if they were smart, Mountain Dew would have partnered with Dragon Ball Daima. I'm just saying.
Seriously,
get-
I mean the
I put-
name's right there.
I put seltzer water in like different juices I like, and it's basically the same thing, but a little less like
Pretty similar.
unhealthy. Yeah.
You know how much sugar is
Mountain
in
Dew.
chips?
Yeah, but it's
Mountain
natural
Dew.
sugar.
The
It's
sponsor of
natural
this
sugar.
podcast, apparently.
I mean, not all of it.
I was
Well,
gonna
that's
say
not a
Mountain
juice.
Dew. Mountain
it
Dew even is so good that it got named after a Majin character.
Gosh.
Right.
Well, that Majin is upset for once as he pushes himself forward and locks his hands and feet around Tamagami number 1's neck. He's going for a sleeper hold. I don't know if CM Punk would approve or not, but he's trying to put number 1 to sleep. But after some struggle, number 1 frees himself and tosses the Dew away. I guess he's with Sketch. You can't have any more of that. And he does a horizontal slash towards Dew's neck. But once again, Dew turtles up to safety. God, I love being a Majin! After some weird spinning around, Majin Dew gets behind number 1 and unleashes a flurry of Ki Blasts, which actually hurt the Tamagami for once. Who yells out in pain. I guess it's not the Vegeta technique this time. Majin Ku checks on Dew, and Dr. Ariansu is pleased. Back to angry Vegeta, who once again employs the Vegeta technique. Seriously, yeah, check out Lonely's archive on YouTube. But the flurry of Ki Blasts again proved to be ineffective. Number 2 makes a horizontal and vertical slash in the air with his trident, creating a cross-shaped Ki Blast that barrels towards Vegeta. Vegeta actually kind of struggles against it. He grabs it, trying to push back away, but it eventually forces him down underwater. Where Vegeta meets another Kraken, who's very happy to see him. Oh, hello, Lunch. The onlookers see the tentacles of the Kraken and get worried. Vegeta tries to swim away as the Kraken tries to suck him in. I guess he likes Vegeta flavor instead of Mountain Dew. But he manages to escape with a powered flight out.
I think Vegeta would be very bitter.
Probably.
I don't think he'd taste very good.
And yet, I guess that's what the Kraken wants.
That's what Bulma wants. Oh.
Ooh, my.
Sorry.
No,
Go
you're
back.
good. You're good. Number 2 says that you kept me waiting, and makes a two-handed slash with his trident, which knocks Vegeta conveniently into the just emerged Kraken's mouth. The Kraken submerges back underwater. This doesn't look good for Vegeta, and that's how episode 11 ends. So, thoughts on episode 11?
I like the juxtaposition of having the two fights going on at the same time. I think that's neat.
I like that too because we have very different fights. We've got a serious I'm Vegeta fight, and then we have whatever Majin 2 is.
Right.
Seriously,
it's nice to see the short king finally get like a win.
Yes, he's definitely having a lot of good fight here, which will continue most impressively into the next episode.
Yes, this is where he starts breaking out the big guns.
Oh yes,
but first he had to try the Vegeta method, of course.
Yes, the Vegeta.
When will you learn? It doesn't work.
But it's the Vegeta technique. Vegeta's doing the Vegeta technique.
It almost seems like something Goku would say.
I mean, the line is literally actually something Goku says in the show at one point. It's like, wait, that's Vegeta's technique, and he's like something Cell doing something, if I remember right.
Was he talking about Piccolo doing Hellzone Grenade?
God,
Hellzone Grenade was way better.
Oh yes, but it's just become this little joke at this point. For those that at least have seen that channel, and it's fun. So I
certainly appreciated all of those Neva wordplays. That really became the Neva-Ending story.
Oh no, we're not done with those.
I know. I know.
At least I won't rickroll everyone this time. I believe you've got something planned for today.
You've got it. You cannot rickroll us again, okay?
I promised. I said I wouldn't.
He said he'd never do it.
I'd never do it again. I never would.
He never would. Like I don't know. Like, come on, Neva. You really Eisening this crap?
All according to Keikaku. Keikaku.
Come on, man. You're just old, bored, and don't really care what happens. As long as the evil king doesn't do anything too evil.
He seems very much that's amusing kind of a guy. He's just kind of along for the ride.
He's just a troll.
He kind of is. And we'll definitely see more of that here in the next episode. Steven, did you have any thoughts on episode 11?
Not much. I would say the fights, like Sketcher would say, are very good. It seems like in cinema you have match cuts. You had a lot of those kind of like just those match cuts. It wasn't like totally like a match cut, but it felt like they were doing a kind of like a duel type thing of showing how each one will fight the almost same opponent with different forms.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, and then Vegeta. So is it canon now that it's like Vegeta has Super Saiyan 3? Or
it is, but
is
that's
it kid canon?
It's next episode.
No,
but
okay,
yes.
well then, yes.
Okay. We'll get into that.
Okay.
But what I will say is, in general, Dragon Ball canon, it's kind of a loose term because Dragon Ball doesn't take itself nearly that seriously. But I would say, I would say that Daima fits in with Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super moderately well. There's a couple of weird ends, but there's always a couple of weird ends. Super's got some weird ends to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. That's just kind of how it goes.
Okay. Otherwise,
yes.
Yeah, great episodes. I mean, I'm entertained watching it, though I have to do the live tweeting of it. Yeah, I'm entertained. Do I look forward to it? Yeah, I do look forward to it. So it is something there that like keeps me looking forward to the next episode. Um, to see further down, I would need like an understanding of other things. But I mean, a week by week thing, it's something to keep me occupied until, Dan to Dan comes on or, Bleach or something. So it's like I wouldn't call it a filler, but I would call it a strong starting for Toonami.
I get you. And Paul, I know you want to glaze this animation.
I mean, what? I mean, it's gonna be glazed in Mountain Dew, of course.
Ah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, I mean, eh, why can't this just be the animation from now on? I mean,
I hope
this is
so.
just. I hope it is if they continue Super or whatever they're gonna do next with Dragon Ball.
Whatever's
Because
next, I hope so. They clearly learned their lesson from Super why how they handled Daima, so I really hope this is the way they go going forward.
yeah,
In
and
whatever form that takes, because they're being very tight-lipped about that.
I personally think that they probably have something going. They just haven't.
I would agree with that.
I think like Daima was kind of Toriyama's way of like buying
Da-
time,
Daima
kind
was
of.
intended originally. It didn't end up that way, but it was originally meant to be a web anime. Um,
Hmm.
that they were going to produce while they were trying to work out. There's some internal squabbles going on between the people working on Dragon Ball outside of Toriyama himself, which was going on before he passed, but it's been more intense since. There's kind of an argument over who is in charge, as if you will.
It's funny you say that because there's a similar issue with the new Dragon Quest title as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, and it's a similar reason. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that people can. You know what though? I don't. I expect that. Death makes people kind of wonky.
Now, 12
I
would be
mean,
interesting because we got at least Dragon Quest 12 would be interesting because at least we got some Toriyama work before he passed. Daima is the end for Toriyama stuff, and what a gift it's been.
yeah. I mean, I'm interested to see what they come up with because honestly, it's money. You're whatever
Yeah,
you put out, it's going to be money. I mean, I'm sure Heroes, which we'll never see
you don't
as far as
wanna
the dub.
you don't want to see Dragon Ball superhero or Dragon Ball
Well,
Heroes.
yeah, but
That
you know what I
sucks.
mean. Like,
Oh,
we're
I know
never
what
going
you
to
mean.
see that. We're
We're
never
not
going
gonna
to
see
see
that. You
that.
don't
So,
want to see it anyway. It's a promotional anime that's not particularly good. But
yeah.
yeah,
But at the same
that's
time,
meant to sell. Look, play our games at the arcades, guys. Here's a 5-minute anime to encourage you to do that.
hey, whatever works, right?
I mean, that's purely why that exists. It's like a little old Saturday morning cartoon that's literally just meant to sell you on a specific product.
Yep.
Well,
So,
I suppose I should go into episode 12, True Strength.
please.
Goku is worried about Vegeta, and he charges towards the Kraken, but Vegeta's actually shown to be just fine. He's just not used to using his child body. Fair enough, I suppose. Vegeta charges upward at number 2, who counterattacks with the bottom of his trident, which Vegeta blocks with his arms. This appears to force Vegeta back into the Kraken's grasp, but he turns Super Saiyan at the last moment, getting enough speed to dodge the grasp. The Kraken chases him doggedly, but to no avail. From above, number 2 uses the Vegeta technique, but Vegeta shooting him, rather, just like Vegeta, shooting a random barrage of Ki Blast, but it never works, and it doesn't work here. Except one Stray Blast does manage to get Vegeta when he slows down to move up as the Kraken's following him underwater. This gives the Kraken what it needs to get Vegeta in its mouth. But that is one spicy sign as the energy blasts from Vegeta hit the Kraken from within, forcing it to open its mouth, and Vegeta goes away. That's about enough for the Kraken, who yawns and is like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Yeah, sure you are. You know you bit off more than you can chew, and you're just trying to save face. Kraken. Silly Kraken. Vegeta's for fighting. Number 2 continues his relentless Ki Blast barrage. In an extra impressive bit of animation, Vegeta dodges them while also moving around the waves of the water. I think
Wait. Are you saying number 2 is using the Vegeta technique?
He is using the Vegeta technique. Yes. That's Vegeta's technique. In the extra impressive animation, though, Vegeta's dodging all of this while, flying around and behind and through waves of water. I think some CGI was used or something, but it's really impressive to see. More so than even the normal, which is pretty good. Vegeta tosses a single Ki Blast up at number 2, but it barely misses. Like, he just kind of grazes the side of him. Vegeta charges upward, headbutting Tamagami number 2. Hoo, that looks painful. Number 2 does another slash with his trident, but Vegeta once again dodges it. Number 2 tries a piercing attack, but Vegeta dodges that as well, and punches him in the head so hard we actually see the impact. It's like someone like punching like a toy or a doll. You see like indentation into number 2. Counterpunches fly in both directions from each one. Vegeta is forced to back off until he lunges forward with another punch, but this one is blocked by number 2 trident. Vegeta punches again, hitting the shin of the Tamagami. The spectators see all of this in those little flashes of light that go on in the sky rapidly back and forth to kind of show the impacts. Classic Dragon Ball convention, but it works. Goku says that Vegeta's all warmed up now. Pansy's surprised to see that Vegeta also knows magic. We return to Majin Buu, who jumps back away from number 1, makes a weird dance, and then charges forward while yelling, "Boing!" I love you, Majin Buu. You're amazing. I guess he's not a Ninja Turtle, though. I guess he's Toka from Secret of the... I can just hear Dr. Aransos yelling, "They're babies!" Number 1 slashes at Majin Buu, but he spiral twists his body out of the way. He launches up and lands, but first, again, onto number 1's face. This is turning into a theme here with Majin Buu. There have been several instances of this, and that's got to be some kind of war crime or something. Majin Buu seems more interested in doing a Super Mario impression, jumping around and posing, than actually fighting number 1. Maybe he's just a Koopa? He runs around randomly, laughing like a child. Yeah, I can see the Majin Buu influence. Totally fat Majin Buu. Majin Buu does try a body blow against number 1, but it's not very effective. Number 1 vertically slices at him with his sword, but Majin Buu dodges by stretching himself. He quickly ends up on the other side of number 1 and makes a face at him. Number 1 does not seem impressed, but takes a horizontal slash and then vertical at the same time, who playfully dodges both. Majin Buu lands on the sword with his feet, and he does a double punch on number 1 while yelling, "Boo!" B-O-O. I checked the subtitles just to be safe, so it's not a Majin Buu reference, but he is being very childish. He stops short, though, from his punch and huffs back and sits down sullenly. Majin Buu asks him what's wrong, and Majin Buu wants more chocolate. Dr. Arnsu asks if Majin Buu is some kind of moron, because who wants to ask for a snack in the middle of a life or death battle? He's got a point. Majin Buu cries out, falls on his back, and throws a temper tantrum saying he wants chocolate. Number 1, not sure what to make of this. Oh, go ahead, girl. I'm sorry.
I said I'm feeling that way too right now, actually.
I think everyone, watching Majin Buu, go, I want chocolate! Like, bro. I'd ask how old he is, but he's not even a day old, so I guess that kind of counts as an infant.
They're not stupid. They're infants. Okay, they're stupid infants.
They may have other attributes. Majin Buu says he'll go get some chocolate, and he rushes off.
What a good brother.
He's a good brother, and once again, he's got that DoorDash cred. He really does have good deliveries.
I'm not a messenger boy. I'm a delivery boy.
I wish you could do the Scottish accent too. That'd be perfect.
Number one grabs the tantrum-throwing Majin Buu and tosses him into a wall. Majin Buu continues to throw that tantrum while he's flying in the air until he hits the actual wall.
Okay.
Number one charges that dude with his blade raised, and we switch back to number two, who is stabbing repeatedly at Vegeta, who is dodging every blow. Vegeta finds an opening and lunges forward with a punch, sending number two back. He goes in for another, but this time his fit is caught by number two's left hand. Vegeta struggles to free his hand. Pansy cannot believe her eyes. Vegeta's fighting a Tamagami, and it looks like he's winning. You did see Goku beat one, right, Pansy? Neva is amused that such an individual exists, and he casts a spell that lands on two, which makes him stronger. Number two explodes with energy. Glorious demands to know, what did Neva just do? Neva says, well, these men enjoy combat. Why not give them more of it? I kinda halfway see the logic, but come on, dude. I guess he's never gonna let the Dragon Ball Z fans down, though. We're gonna have some good fighting. Vegeta struggles against the empowered number two and is headbutted into the middle of number two's trident, which beats him down. Number two makes a chase, and Vegeta swims away underwater. Vegeta tries to swim upward, but number two lunges his trident downward, Vegeta forcing him to stay underwater. Vegeta tries a errant ki blast, but it is deflected by that trident. Many explosions are witnessed from above ground from under the water. Number two shoots a powerful blast at the that's like a spiral at Vegeta, who gets caught in it. It's like a little whirlwind blast. Meanwhile, Majin Buu is running from number one and screaming. Number one makes many sword strikes at Majin Buu, but he just keeps dodging them. The Gendarmerie finally arrive, noticing this fight, and they cannot believe that someone's fighting a Tamagami. Someone are like, no, that can't be real. Number one makes a powerful vertical slash with a sword, but again, Majin Buu continues to dodge in comedic fashion while running around and screaming. But this is starting to shake the ground so hard. Even Goma and Degisu in their palace feel it as their room shakes. Wonder what's going on. Goma switches from watching the number two fight to see what's going on, and they find the fight from Majin Buu and Tamagami number one. The fact that someone's fighting a Tamagami legitimately surprises Goma in a rare moment where he's surprised but not like angry. He's just like, huh? Someone's fighting a Tamagami? Majin Buu continues to dodge the sword strikes effectively. This guy. He's just constantly dodging, running, and screaming. But finally, Majin Buu arrives with chocolate and throws it at Majin Buu, who jumps up to it with his mouth open, going to go inhale it. And it's a Food Wars moment. We've got screen all sparkly. Majin Buu announces that it's tasty with steam coming out of his body like Majin Buu used to do. And he shoots number one with a ki blast from his mouth. Number one struggles against this, so Majin Buu shoots another ki blast. They detonate on number one, and he screams in agony, but he stands for only a moment before he's forced to kneel, holding onto his sword. Goma worries if Goku and Co. Can do. I'm sorry. Goma worries if it is Goku and friends, but Dega says no, it's not them, and he zooms in on Dr. Arinsu. Dun, dun, dun! Goma's reactions are priceless. It's like, what? What's she doing? Majin Buu spins into a ball and launches at number 1, who charges at him, sword raised. Majin Buu then dodges several sword strikes before wrapping his neck in a spiral around the sword so that it can't be used properly, and then takes his head and headbutts number 1 head. This is so silly. Number 1 screams in pain but pulls back after Majin Buu pulls back as well, unwrapping around the sword and everything. Number 1 tries to slash at Buu, but he keeps dodging. Number 1 tries to stab down at Majin Buu with his sword, and Majin Buu shoots a large ki blast of energy that envelops them both. When smoke clears, Majin Buu is T-posing. Number 1 is on the ground, and his sword is spinning towards the ground. No one can believe this. Number 1 concedes the fight. Majin Buu celebrates by spinning around and making poses. Majin Buu joins him, and Dr. Arensu is pleasantly surprised. And now it's time for the final challenge. For Goku, it was a game of find the ball under the cup. For here, it's mental math. To complete the challenge, Majin Buu must add up all the numbers shown on the screen together and state their sum. These numbers go by incredibly fast. Majin Buu watches with a blank expression, and Dr. Arensu is annoyed. Majin Buu seems focused. Dr. Arensu accuses this of being a scam, even though she's good at math. There's no way even she could do this. And yet, Majin Buu has the answer. 683,775,029. Majin Buu just immediately repeats the answer that Majin Buu gave. And Tamagami number 1 checks the screen, apparently not knowing the answer himself. And yeah, that's correct.
Majin Buu truly has a brilliant mind.
He really does. He really is useful in his own way. They would not have that Dragon Ball without Majin Buu. But Tamagami number 1 gives the Dragon Ball to Majin Buu. Dr. Arensu is happy, but wonders, what did she just make? He's really powerful, but he's kind of dumb.
Never let her cook again.
No, you're never cooking again. Majin Buu hands her the Dragon Ball, and she praises him for his work. Goma is furious, and Degusu is shocked that Dr. Arensu got a Dragon Ball from Tamagami. He wonders, is she just trying to keep it away from the interlopers from Earth?
Oh.
Goma's not buying that, and I'm not buying that either. But with 2 Dragon Balls in play, Goma wants to see what's going on with the last one. So they switch back to the Vegeta Tamagami number 2 fight. And they are shocked watching Super Saiyan Vegeta blocking a Trident swing from an Empowered number 2. This still pushes Vegeta back underwater, where he dodges several Trident stabs for launching the Vegeta technique at number 2. But it still doesn't work. I don't know why they keep doing this. It's like watching NFL football where they always charge right down the middle and it never works. Keep doing it. Vegeta punches number 2 in the head again, but he makes no headway this time. But anyway, Vegeta is punched in the stomach, knocking the wind out of him. Number 1 explodes a ki blast around himself, pushing Vegeta further underwater. Vegeta is knocked out at the bottom of the body water, back into base form, and it's not long before he starts awake and powers back up to Super Saiyan. And it further causes a ki explosion around him, forcing number 2 out of the water. A golden pillar of energy shoots up from underwater, and we hear the classic Super Saiyan energy effect, sound effect, as Vegeta rises. But he's still charging a massive energy around him, even though he's already in Super Saiyan. What's he planning? Well, he goes through a massive transformation, and as Steven noted, it's Super Saiyan 3. There goes the debate on if Vegeta can do Super Saiyan 3 or not. Totally can. And holy crap, that transformation is just really gorgeous. They really went to town on it. Goku, like the audience, is shocked and delighted. Number 2 tries to charge down at Vegeta, but the Saiyan Prince is immediately in his face. Vegeta lightly, taps him with his foot, and number 2 is sent flying down in the water at rapid speed. This is Majin Buu versus Tamagami number 1, just with number 2 and Majin Buu's spot. Holy shit. Vegeta dives underwater and gestures at number 2 to come at him, which he does, attacking with his trident forward. Vegeta blocks it with one finger. Number 2 then tries to rapidly stab at Vegeta, but each stab is blocked by the same exact finger. Damn the disrespect. Vegeta catches the tip of the trident between 2 fingers, and with that, he manages to exert enough force to break the trident piece off of the stick that it's on, and tosses that part away underwater. Vegeta then uses a ki blast so powerful, he parts the sea. Is Vegeta turning into Moses now? I'm kidding, of course.
It's actually thinking Odin from Final Fantasy 16.
There you
If
go.
you know it, you know it.
Oh yes,
Play that game, everybody.
I do have it. I need to actually seriously play that. But it's on my list.
Talk is cheap, Laser.
I know. I haven't even 15 yet. Vegeta wails on number 2, who is defenseless against him now. He knocks the Tamagami around and for a while before knocking him to the ground. He kind of bounces him around the air a bunch. This animation is gorgeous. Vegeta charges and sends a 2-handed ki blast out. Is it the Gallic gun? He doesn't actually say it, but it kind of looks like it. If it wasn't Vegeta, I'd assume it's the Kamehameha, but it's definitely not that. But this blasts number 2 right into the chest. Number 2 barely bats it away after much effort. But Vegeta's already immediately on top of him with a hard punch to the face. Damn, Vegeta likes to hit people in the head. And he does that again. Boom, headshot. Sending number 2 flying to the ground so hard, he bounces back in the air where Vegeta catches him. Number 2 admits defeat. Vegeta lets go of him and he drops into the water, crashing below. Wow! What a fight! What spectacular animation. The Dragon Ball Z fan segments of the Dragon Ball fandom are eating fantastic today. I don't know if we want to let Dr. Aronson cook again, but let these animators cook again. Holy shit. Neva is amused and surprised this has gone on, but hey, the surprise this group are giving him are making him happy. Number 2 repairs his trident and begins their final challenge. He asks Vegeta the hardest challenge yet. A word problem. Diabolical. The question asks how many cookies Ichiro has eaten after a series of encounters where he gives away cookies or whatever. Ichiro is a snake, so Vegeta settles on the answer of 0 because he's never heard of a snake eating cookies. And this, somehow, is the correct answer. Everyone is happy. Number 2 asks for Neva's forgiveness for his failure, but Neva says that this ended exactly the way it needed to, and number 2 has nothing to apologize for. Ibis recognizes Vegeta's strength at last and does a victory dance for him. Goku offers Vegeta a Metabug, but Vegeta declines. Goku, why are you pushing these things? It's like are you a drug dealer now, Goku? Hey, I got these Metabugs. You gotta try them, man. Goku says the old Vegeta would have taken it. Vegeta says the current version of him is much more refined. And Goku says he doesn't see him being any more refined than when they first met. Goku, that's cold, man. Vegeta's changed a hell of a lot. Although, to be fair, I don't think Vegeta would have taken it back then either. I do love these character interactions, though. That is the glue that makes Dragon Ball amazing. Supreme Kai says it's time for them to rescue Dende and get the last Dragon Ball. Everyone's psyched to go to the first Dream World. Except for Vegeta, Piccolo, and Hymus, who seem to be various shades of indifference. So, like, more plane problems occur as the engine won't start. But Pansy takes a look and repairs wires, and it just looks like they had been disconnected. What are you doing, Gloria? Well, I mean, we all know, but Goma is not happy and has an absolute panic attack, smacking the ground with his staff and everything. But then he has a plan. A plan that we'll have to see next time, as that's how the episode ends. Damn, what a pair of episodes. These are probably the strongest episodes in the show outside of the finale. And
Vegeta totally looked like a troll doll when he went Super Saiyan 3.
He does.
Those
Oh,
are
gosh.
luscious
Big
locks
hair.
right there.
So freaking good, though.
Little guy, big hair.
Little guy, big hair. You
He
know,
has
maybe
not
they
been
should make a troll
slacking
doll
on his
for him.
training.
Indeed.
His muscles
Even
have
Goku's like,
looked
I didn't know he could do that. And yeah, apparently he has indeed been training.
It is impressive that he can manage that state in his small form.
I mean, it'd be impressive even in his adult form. That is a very difficult form to attain and control. And it does come with a cost. It takes life force, which is why they rarely use it.
I tend to forget about that.
They don't really make a big deal of it here, but as a Dragon Ball fan, I'm like, oh, because I know that. I mean, that's why Goku couldn't stay on Earth as long in the Buu arc, because he used Super Saiyan 3, and that took like days, like hours off of his trip.
He does look like a troll doll.
He does. I'm never going to be able to unsee that. And I kind of want a Vegeta troll doll now, with, of course, yellow hair.
That's awesome.
So I got a quick question about Vegeta turning into Super Saiyan 3.
Sure.
So, like you said, canon in Dragon Ball is like, forget about it.
It's not quite forget about it, but it's
Okay.
But go ahead.
So it's the form that Vegeta said he would never probably turn into, or from what I remember from past stuff, that he would never turn into. And so he's now Super Saiyan 3. Does that mean Goku is stronger?
So Vegeta and Goku's strength, they kind of go back and forth as to which one's stronger. There is a specific moment in Battle of Gods where Vegeta is actually stronger than Goku for a brief moment. Typically, Goku is the stronger one. That's usually how that plays out, and Vegeta even admits as much at the end of the Buu arc. Goku and Vegeta are both capable of Super Saiyan 3. I will say that Vegeta in Super Saiyan 3 was definitely stronger than Goku was in Super Saiyan 1 when given their relative Tamagami fights. A powered up Tamagami was just destroyed by Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Whereas Super Saiyan 1 Vegeta struggled with him, and I don't think Goku would have done any better.
Okay.
I think Goku would have had to result into a subsequent transformation as well.
Okay. Second question. Let's say another Dragon Ball gets made. And this is like kid version Super Saiyan 3. Would they put a adult version of Super Saiyan 3 for Vegeta, or would that be like something off the table? Because this is kid version, and kid version is different than adult version.
It's clear that he got this from training, which means adult version exists. We just don't see it.
Okay. Is the reason why because you said because it takes like days or hours off his life? Would it be
That would be a reason
better
why he would.
because he's smaller and he could do that?
Typically, even Goku doesn't use 3 very often for that exact reason. And usually what you'll see happen is before Battle of Gods, with what little media between like the Majin Buu arc and that, which is not a lot, they'll typically rely on like Super Saiyan 2. Unless it really calls for 3, because 3 has a cost. And, after Battle of Gods, you've got Super Saiyan God that doesn't have that cost and is more powerful than 3, so why would they use 3?
Mm. So it like splits off in like the weird, like kind of like a timeline. It splits off in an alternate timeline of like there's a point where they can turn into Super Saiyan 3, or there's a point where they can turn into the Super Saiyan God form, right?
I wouldn't say a split timeline. They could, this pretty clearly, at least to me, does lead into Super. There's enough references to Super and whatnot.
Well, I
Um,
don't mean timeline, but I mean like kind of like if you were Super Saiyan 2, right? I'm trying to think
you're
like
talking about
as
like an
like a
alternate path. So,
yeah, like is there a not a
so
middle ground, but they can choose
they can choose what
somehow.
form they want to use. Because here's the thing. So Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3. Literally, you get there by going Super Saiyan again while you're already Super Saiyan. Hence the the 2 and the 3.
Yeah.
It's going Super Saiyan 2 is going Super Saiyan when you're already Super Saiyan. 3 is going Super Saiyan when you're already Super Saiyan 2.
Yeah,
That
makes
is
sense.
not how any other transformation they use works. Um, Super Saiyan God doesn't really involve transforming from any other form of Super Saiyan. It is the power of several other Super Saiyans surrounding one and pouring their energy into them, and that's how you attain Super Saiyan God. Which we see happen to Goku in Battle of Gods, and we also know that that's something that Vegeta can do. We haven't seen it as of yet. Well, actually, we see it in Dragon Ball Super Broly. I take that back.
I was gonna
Um,
say, yeah, it does happen in that movie.
yes, so it has been witnessed that he can do that. But before that, we couldn't see it, but it was implied because then the next level, Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Blue, because of the blue hair, is when you've got that power up from Super Saiyan God, and then you power up to a Super Saiyan. That's how you get Super Saiyan Blue. And the Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue are more powerful because they use God Ki, which is a whole separate other thing. But the fact that you go from God to Super Saiyan Blue by just going Super Saiyan, it's like a separate. It uses the same name, but it's a separate.
Hmm.
It's sort of like how before Goku had Super Saiyan, he could have used Kaioken, and he still could. He could use
Yeah.
Kaioken, or he could use Super. And now he can also go Super Saiyan God. It's a different option set.
Man, this floor is convoluted.
Dragon Ball lore is as convoluted as you want it to be because there's a lot of stuff there. And
It can be very confusing.
I could spend all day talking about Dragon Ball lore because I've gone into the weeds. But
Let's not do that because Sketch might fall asleep.
yes, I don't want to make anyone fall asleep.
So
But
Kuro.
the long and the short of it is it's a separate process.
Okay.
That does include Super Saiyan in it, but it's not like 1, 2, 3 God. It's 1, 2, 3 or base state 1, 2, 3 or base state God Blue.
Okay. Thank you for
Yeah,
answering my
and
question, Laser.
You're welcome.
I can add a little bit to that, but I won't go too far because again, I don't want Sketch to fall asleep. Um, they don't use Super Saiyan 3 because it's just draining. It's the
Yeah,
only form.
it takes out your life.
Yeah, it's the only form that like you could be in it for 5 minutes and then you're already tired, and it's like, okay, no, I'm not using this unless I absolutely have to use this. And
Yeah,
then
it's
once they get those other forms, it's like, well, why would I go to Super Saiyan 3?
yeah. When it's the strongest form, 3 is the well, I need the power, so screw it. But it's not. You don't just. People always ask, "Oh, why don't they just go to Super Saiyan 3?" Because it would kill them. If they always use 3, it would kill them. So they try not to
That's
use it
true.
because yeah.
That's true. But I would say
If you don't
like
need 3, don't use it.
I mean, I would say that their favorite form though is probably two, both Goku and
Mm-hmm.
Vegeta, because they can use that. And in sometimes I actually think, especially in Battle of Gods, even though I think Goku was in Super Saiyan 1 when he went down from God to Super Saiyan.
Seeing that actually would make sense because to create the Super Saiyan God, you have a bunch of people at Super Saiyan 1 pouring their energy into
Yeah.
one person. So
Yeah, but
that makes sense.
you could argue that Super Saiyan 1 and maybe even Super Saiyan 2 could have been more powerful than Super Saiyan 3 at that point because
I
they were
would
able
not
to
make that
hone that.
argument. I
I
would not
could.
argue that. The Super Saiyan forms are power multipliers. They aren't.
Yeah,
It's not a I add this number to my strength. It's a multiplier.
true.
So they're stronger because they've been training their base form, which means Super Saiyan Goku at Battle of Gods is stronger than Super Saiyan in Namek because Goku's base state is stronger. But the Super Saiyans are power multipliers. They're standard multipliers. This has been stated in the Daizenshu. So it's 3 is always going to be more powerful than 2, but but you got to be apples to apples. It's got to be the same time frame for that to be true.
Yeah.
The 2 of Battle of Gods is probably stronger than the 3 of early Majin Buu, but that's because base state Goku's
Yeah.
strong.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But anyways, let's focus on this episode instead of all that crap.
Instead of lore with Laser Kid.
By the way, just to go with the theme of these two episodes, there should be a Super Saiyan do. I'm just saying.
But yeah, I think these episodes are fun. They're the kind of fluff. I've said it before and I'll say it again that Dragon Ball Daima's greatest strength is it takes the various angles of all the older Dragon Ball shows, mashes them into a fine paste, and uses them all. And this is the Dragon Ball Z influence. There's a lot of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT in the kind of the more whimsical tone, the otherworldliness, that we're going off on an adventure. But this is the Dragon Ball Z influence, the heavy fighting that people really get into. And these are some of the fan favorite episodes because of that, because he is really popular.
Yeah. I mean, I'm more of the fan of how this is giving more information about, okay, this is where the Namekians came from. They're really
That's
not
the
supposed to
lore.
be.
That's the lore stuff, which it's totally
Right.
borrowed from Super, because that's
Right,
what Super used to do.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm like, okay, this is great because you're giving me more information, and you're also connecting the dots, so it's not like, okay,
Yeah, Daima's very
this
good
makes
with lore. I
sense.
agree.
Yes, and it makes even if this wasn't like completely canon, it does
It
give you more perspective.
see that's the trick is it's not there isn't canon. That's the answer.
Yeah.
But there's a loose connectivity. It Dragon Ball kind of doesn't care that much. It's not that they don't matter at all, except for GT. That's the one thing where I could say, yeah, that doesn't really play into things because Super and Daima have kind of taken.
Right.
That's the one case where I'd argue anything canonical, but like things that happen. The question is what's canonical to what, and that's a long conversation.
Right. And I think to connect it to this episode, like actually seeing Vegeta in Super Saiyan 3 form is a good connection too, because I think that a lot of people, number one, have wanted to see that, but number two, it's more or less like, oh, all right, well this pans out because we had a feeling that he could do this and now we see it. So the one thing I do want to say though is, and by the way, hi everybody that's live. I would say I'm more excited for what's to come because obviously,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
you know,
we've seen the show, you and I.
yeah. So I mean, I'm more excited to see what's to come. I hope they do a really good promo for it. By the way,
I'm sure they will. They've been on that lately.
but yeah, I mean, it's going to be nice to have that as well, which I hope if they do Super or whatever series to follow Super would be. I kind of hope that they bring that back in
I
some
hope they
way.
don't bury it again because poor Daima just did not get promoted.
It's
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, we could be
They
here
really
all day
dropped the
talking about that.
ball.
They did.
God.
Ah.
No.
I mean,
okay.
Toonami's doing a
Yep.
good job, but it's kind of old news at this point for most people. So it's like,
Yeah.
well,
Listen, as me and Steven have figured out, at least Toonami's popular on Instagram and Facebook. Okay.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
We get
I mean,
all that
it's
nostalgia bait.
I mean, it is on X and Twitter, obviously, and yeah, I mean, obviously,
So what I'm
even
hearing is that millennials like Toonami.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't hard to get Adult Swim, more millennials would probably watch it.
Oh, you're
I
not
was
And
I
more.
I was I was
And more
actually
Gen Z.
it's really funny because I was looking at I was trying to figure out like what Hulu TV Live is going to become. I've never had it, but I was like, well, wait a minute, Hulu's getting thrown into
Yeah,
um
they're putting into the shadow realm.
so they're spinning it off and I guess combining with Fubo or something.
Yeah, I heard
But
about that.
here's the problem. Here's the problem with Fubo. They don't have Cartoon Network or any of the Turner stations.
Well, perhaps after the merger, they will.
Warner Brother, yeah, hopefully, I would hope so, but yeah,
My
that's
my
not
Time to
sole
get
suggestion,
Sling.
if you really, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you really want Cartoon Network over the internet, my suggestion is Sling.
They just added
Yeah.
MeTV, so maybe they'll get MeTV tunes as well.
Ooh, that'd be
I hope
nice.
so. I hope so. I mean, Sling has been wonderful. The only thing I don't like about it is it doesn't have live, not live.
I don't
Local
like that
channels,
it's
but
not $20 anymore. 45 now.
that's true. Well,
Yeah, that
remember the
PlayStation's gone up.
days of PlayStation View? I mean, they were all cheap. And then
Yeah.
PlayStation was like, "Nah, we don't want to do this anymore." And I'm like, "Why?" I'm like, I was actually enjoying this.
Yeah. Well, I pretty much gotten off the cable bus altogether, although I do have ways of watching things if I really need to, but typically I don't. I just do streaming stuff. Yes, if like Toonami was on something streaming, I'd probably watch it there. And that's kind of how I do. Like I have ways of watching Sling if I really need to, but I try not to bother other friends' accounts.
All I'm gonna say is I hope we see more Dragon Ball coming. Um,
Eventually,
I'm
it's all
I'm
that's just a matter of time. I'd say.
I can't. I'll be watching every episode as we go into the last bit. So, you know, and it's just gonna get better from here. The animation's just gonna get better from here, and yeah, I'm super excited to watch the rest of this. So, but anybody else have any thoughts before we get on out of here? Because Sketch needs to get some sleep.
Yes, I
There's a
do.
theme. There's a
My
theme.
work
to
my
this.
work schedule changed, and I have to get up much earlier than before. That's
I think that would be a perfect title for this. Hurry up, Sketch needs sleep.
Oh, I have other ideas for titles. But
Damn it.
I do appreciate that Goku keeps trying to get people to try the medi bugs, and everybody's like, no, what?
No.
No.
Come on, you'll love them.
I'm not gonna eat that.
He's like a drug dealer.
That's what Jeff said in the chat.
Ah,
Goku being a drug dealer.
great minds think alike, Jeff.
Yeah.
I mean, if things don't pan out, he could always be a bug dealer.
I used to be a fighter, but now I sell bugs.
Well, I mean, apparently at a certain age, Super Saiyans get
like-
really
Oh,
old and
Sans,
wrinkly.
yeah.
And then so he could just be like that old man. Back in my day, I was the most powerful in the universe.
Now I sell bugs.
Hey guys, I used to be real strong, but now I'm kind of weak, so I sell bugs now. You want to buy a bug?
No.
And then Beerus comes back and is like, "Are you going to be the destroyer god yet, or no?"
The only thing
Oh,
I'm going to
Beerus,
destroy are these adult diapers.
Ayo.
Beerus, long time no see. You want to buy a bug?
Now all I do is do the do.
You know what? I think Beerus would actually try the bug.
He probably would, and it's nasty.
he
so
would.
He'd hate it. He'd blow up
would.
whatever planet.
He'd
he was
blow
on
up
when he
whatever
ate it.
planet was like, oh, that was dreadful. I have to destroy this entire planet.
Yes.
That
It's
is
like,
a
Goku,
Beerus
what
thing to
did
do.
you do?
Well, I just tried to give him a bug.
Well, I guess he'd be bugging him.
Yeah. Don't bug the
Giggity.
god of destruction.
Oh my god. Imagine it.
Yeah.
Imagine if this was like Beerus was involved in this series. He'd be like, "Dear God, what happened to you, puny mortals?"
I think it's
He's
great
asleep.
they actually didn't involve him because I think Beerus would trivialize this whole thing.
Oh,
Oh
for
no,
sure.
no.
But on the
Yeah.
other hand, he wouldn't lift a finger.
No.
You're like, oh, you mortals deal with that on your own.
But he would definitely be pissed about that other form. he would definitely be pissed, especially like because Goku didn't technically show him that. So in a sense, he would be like, "Wait a minute, you had this other form. You possibly could have done something, and yet you
You've
didn't
been
use
holding out on me, Saiyan.
Well,
Time for me
Goku's
to
not
level.
holding out on him.
His,
Vegeta is.
He'd be pissed that Bulma buggered off and didn't leave him any food.
Yes.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. Anybody else got any thoughts, or shall I wrap things up?
I just have one. You know that's funny that you say that. He comes down to Earth and Bulma's a child. Is that technically child labor now? Him being like, "Go make me food, woman." That's child labor.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, good night.
You can email
See,
us at podcast@toonamifaithful.com. You can follow us on facebook.com/toonamifaithfulpodcast or on Twitter @toonamipodcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbay, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Radio.com, Spotify, and the TuneIn app. And you can find every episode of the podcast to stream online at the same place they found the encrypted clinical trials on Lazarus, soundcloud.com/ToonamiFaithfulPodcast. You can get the latest news by following @ToonamiFaithful on Blue Sky and @ToonamiNews on Twitter. And read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. Can you tell I did it fast because I want to get it over with? Steven! Tell the folks where they can find you.
Hey, you can find me on like all platforms under MXAGOS. I stream when I stream. I didn't stream last week. Should stream this week. Had to work. Had to do stuff. Aside from that, yeah. Have a great day.
Laser, tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Twitter @Laser Prime. You can find me on Blue Sky @LaserKid, or Have a Blue Sky. And you can find me on my podcast, Summoned Up Saints, @Summoned Up Saints on Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Spotify podcasts. We are caught up on both of those. I finally got my episode out. I've got another in the cooker, and another a little further behind in the cooker where Sketch actually joined me along with a couple of other fun people to talk about Dawn to Dawn Season 2.
Yes, we did talk about Dawn to Dawn Season 2, pretty much every episode but the last two.
Pretty much.
And we had a ball!
We did have a ball! That was actually a really fun episode. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be the next episode. The next episode as we record this is the one I recorded last week. I've kind of got a backlog, but that's actually a good thing, so I don't actually have to worry about it.
Well, unfortunately, Kuro is having technical difficulties getting back on to the call, so you could find her at Happy Kuro Kitty on Twitter and also on Blue Sky. And Paul, tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, now you can find me sleeping more in my bed, which is great. But when I am not trying to wrangle children and working, you can find me on X or Twitter or whatever you call it these days at Pulp Skrilla. You can, which I gotta start using Blue Sky more. Just search for Pulp Skrillo there. And if you're paying attention to our Instagram and TikTok and Facebook page, you will see me randomly throwing up stupid TikTok / Instagram videos that seem to actually take off, which is very interesting to me. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that. And
You
where
can
can they
find me
you,
on
Sketch?
Twitter at Sketch1984, and you can also find me on Blue Sky Sketch1984. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Toonami Faithful podcast. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. We'll be back again with another podcast soon, talking about more Bleach and Blue Exorcist. So look forward to that. Maybe we'll have somebody who hasn't been on the podcast in a while on that one. Maybe. But no promises. Stuff comes up. But yeah. Hopefully. Thank you again for listening, whether you are tuning in to the live stream or listening to the podcast after the fact. We always appreciate your listenership. Please share the share the friends with the podcast. Share the podcast with your friends if you
We
think
need
they
friends.
might be
Please help.
interested. we need friends.
And Sketch needs more sleep.
We have a Discord. I won't promise you cookies. But we have a Discord. We do.
It's true.
So, until next time. Shoot, I couldn't think of anything for that.
Until next time, peace. We're out.
Until next time, keep an eye on your balls.
Thank you. Dundaball, you gotta find that Dundaball. Don't stop until you got 'em both, those two golden balls. It's all you gotta do to make a room hole. It's that Dundaball, Dundaball. The greatest test of all is to find those golden balls. Spirits all around you, aliens everywhere. They want your banana. Keep on searching, but beware. Turbo Granny, she's gonna help you find the balls. Momo, she's gonna show you, she and her friends are gonna find them all. Donda balls, there's always spirits looking for Rune's balls. You won't believe the magic in those golden balls. Everybody's searching for the Donda ball.
A plus.